Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, Moses refused to be called Pharaoh's son. Moses refused to be called Pharaoh's son. And, as far as with Moses, a great man in Israel, great man. The Lord chose Moses, to help lead Israel, our forefathers in Israel out of captivity in Egypt under Pharaoh. And Moses was born, Moses is a Hebrew Israelite. He's from the tribe of Levi. He's from out the southern tribe. And Moses is a Hebrew Israelite, but he was born into Egyptian. He was born into the Egyptian royal family under Pharaoh, because at that time when Moses was born, Pharaoh was, if you go back to the story with Joseph and Joseph, Joseph's brothers, Jacob's sons, they sold Joseph into slavery. But through that, Israel was, a famine happened, and Joseph was placed in a high rank in the government in Egypt, and but through all that, Israel was growing strong in in the land in Egypt, and Moses was born. But during that time when he was born, Pharaoh was commanded that all the newborns get drown them, because Israel was growing strong. And so Moses' mom wanted to save him, so she made a little ark and put him down in the river, and the Pharaoh's daughter ended up getting him and basically taking him in and raising him to be an Egyptian. He was royal, you see. But it just goes back in this time, because you have all these Israelite celebrities, these high powered, that got high stature, places in Esau's government. These celebrities, these athletes, these entertainers and stuff like that. They're that are just, they're rich. They got a high position in this world. But Moses, as he got older, and seen, and the Lord opened his eyes, man. Moses forsook all that, man, because Israel was suffering. We were in slavery. So he left all that. He left all that behind to come and to lead his people. See, but like I said, this goes right back still to this day, that you have the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You have all these, like I said, actors and entertainers, do music, and politicians, these high stature Israelites that are in Esau's system or in their government, and they're sitting at a high statue, and their people are suffering. But they're not gonna forsake like Moses did, because Moses was rich, he was highly intelligent in the system of Egypt. He was in their royal family under Pharaoh. See, but he forsook all of that and came to suffer with his people and to lead them out of captivity. And you're, like I said, you're entertainers, you're ball players, and politicians that are Israelites. They're not gonna do like Moses and forsake everything. But because at the end of the day, they're not these rich Israelites today and stuff. They're gonna lose all this. Let me get to the scripture. I don't want to make this too long. This is just a quick hit through the power and the spirit of YAHAWAHSHI. Passover was just the other day, and we're in the feast of unleavened bread still, and we're purging and putting away all the sin and bad habits, and we're putting that old person to death, man. We are in the feast of unleavened bread, and this is a high holy, high holy days of the Lord, man. And the Lord said, this shall be to generation to generation out through Israel forever, man. Call Hallelujah La Alahayana with Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Let me go to Hebrews 11 and 23. Hebrews 11 and 23, and it reads, it says, by faith Moses, by faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. Like I said, Pharaoh commanded that the Hebrew Israelite sons to drown them in the river, all of them. And Moses' mom, created that ark, made that little ark, and put him down the river, and Moses ended up getting found by the Pharaoh's daughter, man. And she took him in and raised him as an Egyptian, but he's a Hebrew Israelite. It says 24, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, as he got older, it said, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. You see? It says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. So he basically, he forsook all that, man. He didn't want to have nothing to do with it. It says 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Moses chose to suffer. He gave up all the fancy linen and wine and jewelry, and Moses gave up all that and came to do the Lord's work and to deliver his people, to help deliver his people out of bondage, man. Because it tells you that Israel served vigorously, man. Were enslaved. You see? And so Moses, he gave up all that, his royal status. And how many of you so-called Israelite, the Negro, the Latino, and Native American Indian, how many of you are going to give up your so-called royal status? The Will Smiths, the Denzel Washingtons, the LeBrons, these men of high stature. To give up your royalty, to come back and do the work of the Lord, and to help deliver your people. As far as, preaching this word, man. See, Moses is a powerful, through the power and the spirit of the Lord. Moses is a great man. Great man, a prime example. He forsook everything in Egypt to come back and to help to do the Lord's work and to help deliver his people out of bondage coming out of Egypt. It says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God, YAHAWAHSHI, than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And see, and it's same thing here. This is all vanity. This is the second Egypt here in America. This is all vanity. It's all sin. They're doing the woman on woman, the man on man. They celebrate. They have these birthdays and pagan holidays. Eating all the abominable foods. You can worship anything. That's the same thing that was going on in Egypt, man. In the first Egypt. And Egypt was rich, just like America. Rich, powerful army. Cities, safe and all the entertainment and just rich, powerful. Egypt, the first Egypt, was the same way under Pharaoh, and Israel had to serve. Was in bondage in the first Egypt, and same thing again in this second Egypt. We're in the same position. And you also have men that come against Moses, as leading, Dathan and what's his name, Corin. They try to come against Moses, and that's the same thing now too. You got men trying to come against the men of the Lord, man, in this second Egypt. And the Lord destroyed Egypt, man, and Israel was led out of slavery. And the Lord gonna do this. He gonna do it again in this second Egypt coming out of America, man. But what he did in that first Egypt is not gonna be compared to how he delivers Egypt this second time. I mean, Salakia, how he delivers Israel in this second time. But he's dealing with the elect. In the first Egypt, all of Israel got saved. In this second Egypt, it's only for the elect. See? Only the elect is going to make it out of this second Egypt. They're going to be delivered out of this. But, I just wanted to go in on that. Something that was on my spirit, Moses forsook Egypt and everything in it to come lead his people, man. So you Israelites, you entertainers and ball players and politicians that are Israelites, and you just are you going to forsake your royalty, your riches, to come and do the Lord's work and help deliver, to try to lift your people, to ultimately do the work of the Lord? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, You know, the George Lopez's, I mean, the list goes on, man. These Israelites. But I wanted to go in on that just a quick hit. Hopefully you were edified. I don't want to watch Azah come back with another lesson, but I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Shalom, Israel.